was raised in the slums, streets of the lean, niggas creeping, jeans fatigues, no sleep when it's sleep with your mouth open. You hoping Lord open them doors and clouds.
The title of this 2010 video was the beginning of a territorial feud between Drake and Tory Lanez, Drake's little brother. HipHopNews247.com was responsible for this upload and oddly enough no longer exists or permanently under maintenance, depending on how you want to look at it. Tory was about 18, unknown but hungry. Drake, 5 years his senior, was riding the success of his 2009 mixtape So Far Gone and months away from releasing his debut album Thank Me Later. And here was Tory's mistake. He allowed the wording of that video to get to him. About a month later, he issued Drake a challenge to listen to his music, and if he didn't like it, he would pay Drake $10,000.
I'm not Drake's little brother, I never have been. Now Drake, I get compared to you on a daily basis, and it's an honor, I like your music. But I got 10 G's here that says you will love mine. And if for any reason you don't like my music, 10 G's is yours.
Drake obviously saw through this, so the challenge went unanswered.
Who are you supposed to be?
Well, I'm Incrediboy.
You're that kid from the fan club. Brody, buddy.
My name is Incrediboy. I'm your #1 fan.
At the beginning of The Incredibles, Mr. Incredible was in his prime, and then he met Incrediboy. He refused to work with the kid because he claimed to work alone, and plus, Buddy endangered the lives of several people. Eventually, Mr. Incredible was humbled by time, and Incrediboy became Syndrome, the film's villain. Back to that later. Tory moved on and made a name for himself, and of course he took shots at Drake.
I know these niggas about to act scary, T.O. nigga only spitting without the Blackberry. My niggas ballin', niggas they never stallin'.
What was that line you said about people be scary?
I don't have a Blackberry, that's why I said that.
And on several records as well, till we get to Drake's well-known Summer 16 jab. Quote, all you boys in the new Toronto wanna be me a little. End quote, a reference to Tory's new Toronto mixtape. So we never got a clear exchange of records leading up to this now infamous photo in May to Tory's OVO performance this week. But that little brother title, it seemed to fit the narrative. Drake was older, he had a bigger name. I'm not sure what Tory was searching for, validation, mentorship, a come up, or just a silly passive-aggressive gesture. Though the one thing that made this an inevitable feud was the proximity. They're both from Ontario, Canada, but Tory's from Brampton, which is here. And of course, Drake was born and raised in Toronto, which is there. A trip from Brampton to Toronto would take just under an hour. And even from a macro standpoint, just being from the same country makes it tense. Cardinal Offishall was the premier Canadian rapper before Drake came, so needless to say there was room for some improvement. If you're two rap artists from outside of the US, the feeling of scarcity is apparent. Instead of representing a city or a state, you can be the face of a country. Mr. Incredible ignored Incrediboy until he became a formidable opponent. Drake ignored Tory until he became a relevant name. So I won't wrap this up into a pretty bow of positivity. This wasn't done out of the kindness of Drake's heart or some nationalistic symbol of peace. Tory's a player, and this wouldn't have happened if he wasn't one. And Drake knows that.
But I learned an important lesson. You can't count on anyone, especially your heroes.
I was wrong to treat you that way. I'm sorry.
See? Now you respect me, because I'm a threat. That's the way it works.